What happened to Caitlin Clark? What we know about her injury and when she'll be back in the game. Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever has just missed her fifth game due to her injury. While it was initially hoped that Clark would be back in the game after a 2-week break, her re-evaluation over the weekend has set the timeline back. Here's everything we know so far. What happened to Caitlin Clark? The star point guard was injured and has now missed 5 games to recover. What is Caitlin Clark's injury? Clark suffered a quad strain sometime during the Fever's game against the New York Liberty on May 24. When was Caitlin Clark injured? Clark's injury was announced on Monday, May 26. At the time, her coach, Stephanie White, told IndyStar that she wasn't sure when the injury happened. Since then, Clark herself confirmed that it happened during their May 24 game against the New York Liberty, though she couldn't pinpoint the specific play when it happened. She reported some pain after the game and got an MRI, which showed a strain in her left quad. Why didn't Caitlin Clark play against Atlanta? Clark's original timeline was that she would be out for 2 weeks before she would be re-evaluated, setting her re-evaluation date at June 8. She was evaluated this weekend and allowed to begin some aspects of practice again, White said on June 9, but not necessarily cleared for basketball activities at the highest level. This is why she was absent from the June 10 game against the Atlanta Dream. Story continues after photo gallery. When will Caitlin Clark play again? It is still unknown when Clark will play again, but the next opportunity for her to return would be at the home game against the New York Liberty on June 14. The Liberty is the same team the Fever was playing against 2 weeks ago when Clark reported sustaining her injury. Caitlin Clark is on the road to recovery, now engaged in limited practice and physical conditioning, but the team is moving cautiously, ensuring full basketball readiness before she returns to play. If recovery continues smoothly, her earliest return would be June 14 versus the Liberty, though she could be held out another week for a less intense opponent. Expect official clearance updates after her full team practice this week. Let me know if you'd like a look at her stats before and after injury, the Fever's upcoming schedule, or how this affects their playoff chances. Relevant news on Caitlin Clark's injury.